Some super cool, intelligent, handsome, yet humble YouTuber named Sean polled his audience to see how people were feeling about Robert Downey Jr. becoming Victor Von Doom, and the results were pretty predictable. The live audience ate it up. But the rest of us just kind of went, but here's the thing. It's a bold move and Marvel is getting a lot of attention for it, but I do see a lot of comments calling the casting lazy and desperate. I think it is a little desperate, honestly, but I think Marvel needs some desperation. I think they got too comfortable after Endgame, negatively affecting quality control and storytelling cohesiveness. I like that Marvel's desperate. I think they know that their grip on theaters is failing and they need spectacle like Robert Downey Jr. to drive people to theaters, and they need amazing movies to rebuild back to the hype that surrounded Infinity War and Endgame. Which is why Marvel is bringing back the Russo brothers, who directed those movies along with Stephen McFeely, who co-wrote those movies, to work on Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. They are clearly not screwing around here. Also, I just want to point out that Robert Downey Jr. is rich as hell. He doesn't need any more money from Marvel, and he said this.
What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
Which instills a lot of confidence in me that the scripts are really damn good. There are multiple comic book storylines they could be pulling from to make these movies. Tony Stark became a Dr. Doom-like figure in 2004's Marvel Team-Up series written by Robert Kirkman, who's best known for writing the Invincible and Walking Dead comics. This Tony Stark's Earth was almost destroyed in a war with Titanus. He's gone through a ton of traumatic stuff, and he views his dimension's Reed Richards as a psychopath. He killed the Human Torch while trying to take down Reed in armor that resembled Dr. Doom. Reed ended up defeating him by teleporting him to the main Marvel 616 universe. In that universe, he started stealing devices to connect to a powerful mutant he captured in order to create a portal that could take him home. When the heroes of Earth 616 tried to stop him, initially confusing him with Dr. Doom, he fought back, upgrading his armor along the way. After killing a hero named Freedom Ring in battle, he was knocked out by Captain America and apprehended. There's also the alternate reality version of Tony Stark from the Exiles comics. What if Tony Stark was evil? In this reality, Tony is an absolutely ruthless, power-hungry schemer who killed his own father when he was 14. He secretly funded Magneto, orchestrating a war between mutant kind and humanity that killed countless people, and then murdered Magneto on live television to become a hero. He also engineered a famine that killed millions and then provided a cure. After he became president of the United States, he developed climate-controlling technology he used to wipe out parts of Europe and Asia until the whole Earth was under his rule. He had a secret alliance with Dr. Doom, which obviously didn't end well since they both wanted to rule. He killed Doom and started wearing his cape. His face was horribly disfigured in the battle, but he used hologram technology to hide it. A lot happens in these comics we don't need to get into, but Tony is eventually killed by Susan Storm in an act of revenge. There's also the infamous Iron Man story by Brian Michael Bendis. In the infamous Iron Man comics, Victor Von Doom becomes Iron Man. After basically becoming a god and then having those powers removed and his face healed by Reed Richards in the Secret Wars storyline, Victor decides to pursue a better path. While Tony Stark is in a coma, he takes on the mantle of Iron Man, hoping to carry on Stark's legacy and prove that he can be a hero. However, a group of villains led by the Hood team up to take down Victor. Eventually, the Hood, who is possessed by a demon, defeats Victor, horribly scarring his face in the process. Victor retreats to his castle in Latveria, where he later takes up the mantle of Doom once again to restore peace to his country, which was overrun with opportunists and dictators while he was gone.
What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
Here's what makes Doom a complicated character. He is definitely one of the most fearsome villains in Marvel Comics, but like Thanos, he isn't some mustache-twirling bad guy hellbent on destruction and death. His evil deeds are rooted in good intentions. Doom is a dictator who demands complete obedience and is hellbent on ruling over all of Earth. But he's also extremely intelligent and is able to run his country Latveria efficiently and keep his subjects happy. He believes that if the Earth is to survive all the threats it faces in the Marvel Universe, it needs to be united under one ruler, himself. Somewhat reminiscent of when Tony said,
I see a suit of armor around the world.
Sounds like a cold world, Tony.
I've seen colder.
Time and time again, Doom's ego and unwillingness to compromise are his undoing. But when the world is in a pinch, about to be destroyed by some cosmic threat, Doom typically steps up to the plate and helps save the day. Now, since it was explicitly stated that Robert Downey Jr. is playing
Victor Von Doom,
I think the most likely story that they're gonna pull from is What If Demon in an Armor, which is the dumbest name ever, by the way. It's paying homage to a very famous Iron Man story called Demon in a Bottle, but it should be called Demon in the Armor or Demon in Armor, not Demon in an Armor. Doom and Tony Stark Freaky Friday mind swapped in the comics. In this story, Tony was college roommates with Victor, and Victor despised Tony but used his scientific genius to help him build a machine that he then used to switch their minds and wipe Tony's memory in the process. Victor in Tony's body then kills Tony's father to gain control of their company, using it to build himself up and acquire wealth, while Tony in Doom's body, despite having his memory wiped, works hard, gets scholarships, and becomes a doctor. He unknowingly becomes a thorn in his old body's side by developing an arc reactor that puts Stark Industries into jeopardy. Victor in Tony's body straps into a battle suit he was developing to destroy the arc reactor. Tony in Doom's body defends the arc reactor in a rescue suit of traditional Latverian design he was working on and actually wins the fight. Victor in Tony's body then tells him about the mind switching, promising to switch their minds back if he lets him go. Tony in Doom's body refuses, saying Tony Stark's legacy has been ruined and he is now Dr. Doom, an honorable man. Now, before Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars are released, we have Fantastic Four First Steps coming out in July of 2025. This movie is set in a retro future version of 1960s New York, and let's be real, it's not a Fantastic Four movie without Dr. Doom. Obviously, we don't have a lot of information to go on at this point, but here's what I think could happen. I think the retro future 60s setting of the movie will be an homage to Silver Age Marvel Comics. Maybe the Fantastic Four are the only superpowered people, but maybe the city is full of superheroes in their 1960s costumes. I mean, how cool would that be? I think Dr. Doom will initially be played by another actor. See, we know Galactus is going to be in this movie. I bet the Fantastic Four and/or Doom are going to accidentally attract Galactus to their planet, and I think Marvel wants to build Galactus up as a credible threat. What better way to do that than have the Fantastic Four and Doom work together against Galactus? Maybe they save their world and in the process get sent to the main 616 timeline, but I'm thinking Galactus is going to win and they just barely escape with their lives to Earth 616, where Doom somehow ends up in Tony's body. Maybe he does it on purpose to masquerade as Tony and use his powerful influence, but I think something will happen on the way to Earth 616 that kills Doom and his soul is attracted to Tony's dead body. Doom is a powerful magic user, and there could be something to him being attracted to Tony's body after using the Infinity Stones. Hell, maybe Doom inhabited Tony's body shortly after he died, and he's been this secret mastermind pulling strings ever since. Now, I'm guessing Avengers Doomsday will center around Doom masquerading as Tony Stark, using Tony's celebrity, connections, technology, and money to topple world governments and attempt to take over the world while the Avengers and Fantastic Four try to stop him. Still, I think his intentions will be somewhat honorable. Maybe he's trying to take over Earth 616 so he can fight Galactus, or maybe he's taking over Earth 616 in an attempt to save his universe. More on this in a minute. There are a couple different Secret Wars storylines that could be influencing Avengers Secret Wars, but I think they're going to pull from the 2015 Jonathan Hickman run. The comic is referenced in Deadpool and Wolverine, and incursions have been mentioned multiple times in the movies.
Only that you had inadvertently triggered an incursion. You, our friend.
You caused an incursion, and we're gonna fix it.
I saw their chaos spreading across realities. Universes colliding. Endless incursions.
Incursions are a big part of the 2015 Secret Wars story. Essentially what happened was one universe was destroyed, which caused a chain reaction of other universes being destroyed. Earth is an anchor point for these universes, so when the incursion is about to happen, you can literally see another universe's Earth approaching. And then it's a matter of hours until impact, which would destroy both universes, unless one of the Earths is destroyed before this can happen. Which brings us to Avengers Secret Wars. I think we'll see an incursion between Earth-616 and another universe. Maybe it's the new Fantastic Four's universe, or maybe it's the Fox universe or the Sony universe, but if the incursion is with the Fantastic Four's world, I see Doom trying to destroy Earth-616 to save his universe. But if his universe has already been destroyed at this point, I see Doom going on the offense trying to destroy the other approaching world. Either way, I think the Avengers and Fantastic Four will be trying to find a peaceful solution. As for what else happens in Secret Wars, it's too early to even speculate. But that's not gonna stop me. In the comics, Doom becomes a godlike figure for a time after absorbing the power of the Beyonders. Maybe they'll do the same but have him absorb the power of Kang the Conqueror, for simplicity's sake. The Secret Wars comics end with Reed taking the power from Doom and setting the universe almost back to normal, with a few changes, like Miles Morales' Spider-Man is brought from his universe into the main comic universe, for example. I could see a similar thing happening in the MCU where everything's put back into place except a couple key characters, maybe some X-Men, are able to jump ship from past non-MCU projects into the 616 cinematic universe. Now, a quick side note about Riri Williams. I think Ironheart is going to play a big part in the upcoming movies. See, in the comics, she needs an AI to help run her suit. At the time, Tony Stark was in a coma, but he had backed up his consciousness, and she ends up with Tony Stark as the AI in her suit. This could create a pretty interesting dynamic, and she could use the Tony Stark AI to help defeat Doom. It's like having a cheat code in a video game, except the cheat code is a snarky billionaire's brain and the game is saving the universe. Hell, and this is a wild prediction, but maybe the whole thing ends with Tony's AI inside of Tony's body and Tony going off to finally retire in peace with Pepper. Or maybe Tony sacrifices himself again to save everyone.
New mask. Same task.
Let me know why my ideas are stupid and I'm a bad person for thinking them in the comments. But seriously, I do want to hear your thoughts and your predictions, so let me know.